Good YouTube, it's your boy Trev, and I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip. I wanted to I can't talk today, but I wanted to talk basically about business and finance and a lot of other things like that. I just got from the gym, and this was on my mind because I was watching that clip because I was listening to the story of OJ at the gym, and then this video idea just came into my mind, and I was just thinking to myself, yo, why don't I make a video and share some of my knowledge about business? Because despite popular belief, despite me cursing sometimes in my videos, I actually did go to a top 50 business school in Rutgers University, and I'm really well spoken and I really know how to articulate myself. And I just wanted to share some of my business knowledge and my game with you guys because I was listening to that song, as I said, and I wanted to share some game with you guys because a lot of the times, a lot of people in life, they just want to have things, but they don't want to own them. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, they just want to flex and say, oh, I got a new car or I got this, and they want to take pictures for the gram, but they don't really own that car. They're leasing or they're financing that car, and they're just making these payments and they're getting screwed over, and they're just taking the pictures to act like they got it when they don't got it. But, I wanted to share some game with you guys because, I look up to Jay-Z, and, that little clip there, he was describing how ownership of things can be passed to your family, your generation, and everything like that. And you want to invest in things so that you can own things in the future and pass your assets along to your kids. Because if you know anything about business, life is transactional. It's about assets and liabilities. And, you want to be on the right end of that stuff. And you do that by being knowledgeable. And, I'm not going to act holier than thou. Like I always had this business acumen because, I had to learn this the hard way. I had to go to school, and I had to basically hone my natural talent, which was I was always skilled at business, and I was also very entrepreneurial minded, and I had to hone these skills and get better because, my former level, the level where I was at in the business, I was content with that level, but it wasn't until I graduated community college and I went to Rutgers University that I expanded my business skill a little bit more. Because let me tell you guys something, Rutgers is a hard school. Rutgers is a hard school, especially for business or anything else, because it's so competitive. Like, you have people from all across the world competing to go to Rutgers, and when they're in Rutgers, they have to compete with the best of the best of the best. And my young self, I thought I could just waltz in there and pass every class easily like I did in community college, and it was not like that at all. I had to work really, really hard. I had to be around different cultures and see how they studied. Like, I watched African culture study, I watched Asian culture study, and I watched Indian culture study. And I was the only Black American in my class, really, because we're out there in Rutgers, but we're not super out there. It's very rare, especially in America, to see anybody go to college. But Black Americans, statistically, we're the lowest in terms of going to college and graduation rates and such. So it was a really, really rough transitional period, but I learned a lot about business. And my friend, shout out to my friend, she helped me a lot, especially when it came to studying and habits, because she's Filipina or Filipino, she's from Philippines culture. And then she helped me a lot at Rutgers, and she helped me actually make the decision to go there. And she just gave me some tips, and I take those tips with me to life because they've helped me progress in the business world. And she's doing well. I'm happy to see that because she helped me along my path. And she's just to see her do good is good because I learned a lot from her, and she has a lot to share with the world. But that's not the point. The point is, you want to own things instead of have them as liabilities, because everybody, they're paying, especially nowadays, they're just paying things off to pay them off. They don't really own anything. And there's a saying, you own things. I mean, you have things and you're not happy. You have these materialistic things, but you're not happy, and you're going to keep not being happy because you're illiterate, you're ignorant to the knowledge that you can have. And instead of learning to own things, you just have it, and then it's just there depreciating in value. So I want you all to own the things you have. Don't finance things, don't lease things, try to buy them outright, because you won't have to pay any money on that. And if you want to reinvest it and sell it, you could do that. And then, like Jay-Z says, something you may buy for $1 million, maybe $8 million down the road. And he's trying to give you guys games for, title's dead. That's the reference he was trying to say. Title's dead, but he wanted to give you guys $1 million worth of game for 99 cents. I'm giving you guys it for free because, I just like talking to my viewers. But, we got to get out of that mentality of, scarcity mindset. We got to have an abundance mindset with money and finances, and learn to invest and learn to basically get assets. And I won't tell you guys specifically the assets I have, but I have a fair amount of assets to leverage my life if I need to. And, you know, you have to kind of develop that over time. And it's not easy. Like I said, I had to build this business skill, and, you know, I had to build this business skill, and I had to build it up. And it's just like working a muscle in the gym. You got to keep at it. You're going to have some losses. You're going to have some life stuff happen to you, but you got to keep towards that path of financial freedom, because it's hard, but it's not impossible. And, you know, you have to climb your way out of that, and you got to build good credit, and you got to do things like that. And don't fall into the traps of life. Don't fall into these credit repair scams or anything to do with a scam. You want to be the real deal, and you want to just learn from your losses and become better. Because in business school, one of the things they teach you about is these things. And, you know, you're constantly in class, you're constantly learning, and, you know, you want to not fall into this pyramid scheme crap. And, you know, my business folks, if you went to school for business, you know, Google this name, Bernie Madoff. And if you're just a regular viewer, Google that name, Bernie Madoff. And he's one of the most influential people in business, because, you know, he's the worst business person. Like, he started all this pyramid scam, this freaking Forex stuff. He started all that stuff. But, you know, he's also brilliant in a sense, because, you know, a lot of these companies, they use some of his tactics to succeed in business, but, you know, they're scummy tactics. But, you know, it's good to have that knowledge of what he did. But, you know, you want to own things instead of have liabilities. You want to grow, and you want to I'm just putting you guys on game so you know. So, and also, you know, there's a side thing. If you're just trying to start in any field, you want to always come with the mindset of a learner. You always want to act like you can learn more, and, you know, you don't know everything. You just want to start with a beginner surface level knowledge in mind. So, you know, you just want to do that when it comes to business, and you want to own things. You want to own things. You don't want to lease it. It's just like this. You want to own that nice house. You don't want to just pay rent to it. But anyway, that's my video for today. I'm done ranting. I just wanted to talk about that because it was on my mind, because I was listening to that song at the gym, and then I was like, oh, this would be a great video idea. I can share some knowledge. I can share some insight with you guys, and hopefully you grow from that. And thank you guys for tuning in.